and find people who have just purchased a domain. Okay, you can actually search from a specific time frame. You can choose people who have in specific areas, or who have landlines and cell phones and so many things. And then you can actually upload those to your CRM or whatever system that you're using. We actually have two options I'm going to show you today. Not only am I going to show you, give you an overview of the tool and how you can actually use it, but I'm going to show you two different ways of using this list. One of them, if you're doing massive cold outreach, you can use one system. And then if you're doing very targeted, if you create a very targeted list, then you can use the other system. So I'm going to actually show you two different methods depending on whatever your goal is. This is so, so great. If you're an affiliate promoting a product that has something to do with purchasing a domain, like think about who are the people who are purchasing domains. They're either marketers or business owners. If you are a web designer, what a great opportunity to contact that business because they just bought a domain. They likely need a website built. Okay, so lots of ways that you can use this. So like I said, I'm going to show you all about how you can use it and how you can actually upload the list. Okay, what's cool is you can send text message campaigns. You can build all of the automations out ahead of time, and I have so much training on how to do that. But you can build out these great automation campaigns, but if you don't have the leads to put into the campaigns, that's where everyone struggles. Okay, so that's definitely what we're going to talk about today. You can actually, this is called domain leads. So if you scroll down here, you can see a little bit more about domain leads. If you wanted to get, 50 leads a day, it's $47 a month. 500 leads, $97 a month. Or you can get unlimited leads for $197. However, you can actually get domain leads for free by going to myvisionagency.com. If you click on become a member or all plans, you'll go to the same page here. And we do have a special that is ending at the end of this month. Okay, so you only have 4 days left, and you can actually get all of the tools and content and all of that inside of Vision Marketing and Design, but you can actually get the professional plan with all the Tier 5 extensions, all the Tier 5 software for just $97. Okay, this is going up, but right now you can get that for $97. Make sure you enter the Save 50 promo code when you click here to check out. Okay. Also, if you are an experienced marketer and you want to create your own Tier 5 partner account so that you can resell the Tier 5 software, you can do that here. If you use my affiliate link, you will get a free membership, the beginner membership of Vision. You also get a lot of benefits that I have available for Tier 5 partners, as well as HighLevel. If you want to be a HighLevel agency owner, you can join here and then get a free membership of Vision, as well as some snapshots and other things that I have available for you as well. Okay, so lots of options to join. My goal is to always meet you where you are, experience and budget-wise. Okay, so let's talk all about domain leads. Okay, so let's actually, rather than just tell you about domain leads, I'm just going to show you. Okay, so if we're looking for newly registered domains, and you may want to be searching for to be expired domains. Okay, maybe you have a business or a service that helps, transfer domains or whatever, whatever your business structure is, you can choose one of the two options. Now, if I was a web designer, I would probably want new registered domains. Okay, I can search here a time frame. So maybe I want people who just created it today, or maybe in the last 6 months. Okay, maybe that's what I want to look at. Now, I'm going to choose small lists because I want to show you how to upload them, and the more leads that you get, the longer that it takes. Okay, so let's just say that I'm looking for all the people who have registered a domain in the last week. Okay, so I'm just going to choose the 19th to the 26th, which is today. I can actually choose a domain name if I want to. I can also choose, do I want to get really specific? Maybe I only want the domains that end in AU or .com or whatever. I can choose that there. I can also choose a country. Now, This is really important when it comes to, I always say that we want to work backwards. Okay. Now think about at this point right now, before we ever start looking for businesses, we need to have our offer and our automations put in place. Okay. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasting your time because you're going to get leads. You're definitely going to get leads with this because I'm going to show you right now how we can get the leads list. But if you don't have a system in place to automate this process with the leads list, then like I said, there's no point in doing this. Okay. Now, in my automations, I have set up to send a ringless voicemail. I also have text messages involved and emails. Okay. So those are the three different ways that I prefer to use my campaigns. Ringless voicemails are incredibly powerful, but since I have a Twilio account, and Twilio is what, that's the system that we use, we integrate into our system to use to, make phone calls and send text messages and things like that. So if you are using Twilio and you're in the United States and you go to send messages or make phone calls outside of the United States, it's going to be very expensive. Okay, so if I am doing this, keeping in mind my back-end automations, then I only want to choose businesses who have purchased a domain in the United States, because when I add them to that campaign, I'll get a bunch of errors or it will charge me a lot of money. Okay. So I'm just going to choose the United States. I can be even more specific and choose the state if I want to, or the zip code, but I'm just going to search here. So this is all the domains that have been purchased within the last week. Okay. Now you can see here it found 2,500 or 2,596 leads. Okay. Now, as we search through these leads, first of all, you can refine them. So you can choose the domain count. You can choose, and you can add like a number here. Okay. So if you scroll down here, you'll see 1, 6, 1, 4, and this is great. Those numbers tell me that this is how many domains that this business owner owns. Okay, so this is likely a business owner. This may be a business owner. It may be a marketer. Not sure. Probably a business owner, right? So when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, now what is the product that I'm promoting? Is it to local business owners, or any business owner for that matter? Or is it to agency owners or marketers? Okay, so if it was to agency owner or marketers, maybe I want to choose only agency owners or marketers that have more than 10 domains. Okay, because what I'm doing is I have this list of 2596, right? But I need to narrow this down. Okay, if I'm going to just do massive cold messages and things like that, maybe it doesn't matter that much, but I don't want to be spammy, because even if I'm doing the text messages and all of that and the emails, this is why you need to be really careful about how you're using this and who you're targeting. Because if you're using a phone number to send all of these text messages out, and you're sending out, 3,000 text messages or emails or ringless voicemails of people who've never heard of you before, then you're going to get, it's inevitable, you're going to get a lot of spam reports. Okay, so just make sure that if you are doing this in mass scale, that you're not using your main email address. You have an SMTP server that you're using, maybe Mailgun or something else, so that you can really track what's going on and your email reputation. Okay. You may even want to have a few burner emails, burner phone numbers, and things like that. And I'll talk about that in just a second when I show you the option for the cold outreach. Okay. So what's cool here is it will also show you that this is actually a landline. This would be a cell phone. And then also the date that they purchased or registered the domain, same thing really. And then, so you can also choose up here, do you want unlocked, which unlocked means that it is ready to be transferred, or it could be transferred. So maybe, again, you have to think about your business. Do you have a service that helps with this process? Because that would be really important. Are you promoting a tool? Are you an affiliate of a product or a service that that does help with this product, or that just needs to know when domains are being unlocked? That's something that may be really important to you. So let's say that just for this example, I'm going to choose business owners who only have one domain. Okay. So we're talking about bare bones, like they just purchased their first domain. So I'm going to say equals one domain. And then I'm going to say less. I'm going to sort by less to more, even though I'm really only choosing one domain, or maybe I could choose 3 domains, because sometimes business owners do choose, multiple domains for different reasons. Sometimes they even just buy them outright right away. I could choose mobile or landline. So if I have ringless voicemails going, then landline is fine. But if I have text messages going, I definitely can't text to a landline. So you need to think about your automation. What is the function? How are you going to follow up with these people? If it's going to be just manual calling, we can add to the power dialer and do that. But if it's going to be automations and it's going to be text messages, then we definitely want to make sure that it's a mobile number. So again, you can decide however you want to do that, and it all depends on your automation. Okay. So let's go ahead and apply the filter, and it's going to sort through all of the lists, and we're going to get an even more targeted list of all the businesses that just have one domain. Or, I'm sorry, less than 3 domains, okay? So now we have all of the businesses here, so we've narrowed our search to 135. Okay, so we can sort through here. We can click on here, and what's really cool is it does have the email address as well. So just looking at this, okay, ecobankliberia.com. That Liberia seems kind of interesting, but it does say in the United States. We have their phone number here. And then, of course, some information here. So scroll through. Maybe you immediately eliminate someone. Maybe all of them are great. Okay. So I'm actually going to narrow this list a little bit more because I don't want to have a big list, but you guys get the point here, right? So you can just narrow the search however you want to. And again, it really just depends on your business. So maybe I'm just going to choose all of the mobile, and I want to choose only the companies that have one domain. So I'm going to apply a filter, and let's see our results. Okay. Oh, somehow we got more. Okay. So let's go back here now, and let's just say equals 1 and domain count. Let's say less. Okay. All right. So we still have more. I don't know why here, but let's say count more to less, less to more. That's really perplexing. I don't know why when I choose that. Okay, let's try landline. Because I would think, okay, so it's giving me more. That's really, really strange. I don't understand. Domain count, okay. Lesser than, so let's say less than 1. Let's see how this goes. Okay, 0. All right, sounds good. So we'll take it back to equals, and let's say 2, because maybe that's a weird enough number. We can get a smaller list. Okay, so now we actually have more again. So let's say equals 1, and let's apply filter again. All right, so we're getting a lot more. I don't really understand. Let's just start over again. Let's just go back here, and let's go to the dashboard. Let's choose a shorter date. That'll help me get a better list here. So we'll go to the 26th, and let's say I only want .coms, and we're going to do United States and search domains. Okay, so now we have 37. That's a little bit better. Let's refine our search so that we only have equals to 1. Let's try this now. Okay, so now we have 15, so that's good enough. So now what we've done is we've really targeted our list. Okay, now we have 15 leads. I'm going to go ahead and export the list. Okay, so I'm just going to click export and it's going to download that and then I'm going to save. Okay. Now, when you need to decide now, okay, what are you going to do with this list? This list could be 20,000. It could be 15. Okay. It could be anywhere in between. All right. Now, I do have this list and it's in an XLS file. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up. All right. For me to import this, usually you always have to have a CSV file. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to first, you can delete any of these that you want to delete. Okay. So maybe when I'm importing in my list, this column doesn't matter. So I'm going to delete that column. Maybe I don't need this either because I'm just contacting them. And then I have this phone number list. I have their email and their company. We'll go ahead and keep that. Maybe I don't need this at all here. So this will help me narrow my list. Okay. I don't really need this either because I specifically chose the United States in my search. So everyone should have the United States. Now, when it comes to the phone number field, okay, I'm going to go ahead and just delete this one right away because there is no valid, it might be a valid phone number actually. There's no area code here. So I'm just going to go ahead and just delete this lead altogether. So delete. Okay. Nothing works when I'm live. This is just how it goes. Okay. Anyway, we'll just leave it there for a second. But when you upload, usually you need to have this country code. Okay. Now, I did, if you go into our membership area and you go into the resources and you go to live training replays and you search this training, okay, you're going to see, and let me help you find it just so that you can find it. You'll see there's actually instructions there to show you how you can very quickly add a 1 to the prefix of all of the phone numbers, okay? Domain leads overview, and then you can click here for the instructions on how to do this, okay? So this is today's training. But what it will help you do is it will help you put a 1 as the prefix here, okay? So this is another reason maybe you don't want to have massive lists, okay? So there's a 1 here. Now we need to add a 1 here, and that's just because we need our system to know that this is a United States number, okay? So you can find your own way of doing this. You can use the system that I have shared with you, which is just a technique. If you're familiar with Excel, then you probably already know how to do this, okay? But I'm just going to manually, this is why I didn't want to choose too many. I'm just going to manually edit these just so that our numbers are formatted correctly when we upload. Okay, so here we go. So now we have all of the relevant information. This is going to drive me nuts. So delete. Okay, here we go. So now we have first name, last name, phone number. We have our prefixes ready. We have our email addresses, and then we have the company name. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to go to File, and then I want to save this file. Oops, let's go to Save As. And we're going to save it as a CSV file. Okay, so I'm actually going to make sure to save this to my PC. And we're going to go scroll down to CSV and save. Okay. So now what do we do with the list? Okay, so I'm going to tell you a few options. You can go into your Vision account. Let me go back here where I was. You can go into your Vision account, and we already have an automation, and everyone has the Power Dialer automation in their account. Okay, so if you join Vision, you already have this in your account. And what this does is it's just a simple automation where if you add the tag Power Dialer, it's going to add you to the manual calls. Okay, so you're going to have an entire list of whatever list you upload, or anytime you tag any contact in the system with Power Dialer, it's going to add them to the list. Okay. Now, this could be any action. It doesn't have to be a manual call. It could be send an email, send a text message. Here's the, you could do the call automatically. You could do a voicemail, like a ringless voicemail. The lots of things that you could do, okay? And then, of course, there are other automations as well. But just for Power Dialer, we just chose manual call for the automation. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go to our contacts and we're going to import contacts. Okay, so I'm going to click here, and then now I need to upload my list. Okay, so was this my I don't think it was. Where did I send this? PC? Was it the desktop? Okay, I'm horrible at remembering where things are. So let's go ahead. Let's just save as, and we'll choose something else. And let's go here. All right, and desktop and domain leads. All right, so now I remembered where my file is. Now let's go to desktop, and we have domain leads, and I'm going to click open. So now I have uploaded my file. I'm going to click next. So now what I need to do is map out the contacts that I just got. Okay, so you can see here it already mapped it out pretty much for me. So we have first name is going to be this column, last name is going to be this column, and then we need the email. Okay, it didn't read that one, so we just need to select email, and then we have the company name as company name. Okay, so now we're going to click next. And so now we can give our import name a list. So maybe we'll just say domains. Let's say new domains, USA. And then maybe we want to say 419 to 426. Okay, maybe that's, 419. Okay. Okay, 419 to 426. Okay. You can create a list from the contacts if you want to, and you can also, you have some other options here. So do you want to add a new contact or update an existing contact? And what it does is read by the phone number. Do you want to add new contact records, update existing contacts? So you can do both or one or the other. Find contacts based on their information. So do you want to choose phone or email? We'll just choose email. Don't update empty fields for existing records. If you don't want to do that, go ahead and check that. And here is where you're going to do the tag. Okay, so if I put power dialer, and you can see my tag already comes up here, I can do that and click submit, and then that will add a tag to all of the contacts that I'm uploading. I could also toggle this switch on here, and then I could add them to any campaign. Okay, so I do have a power dialer campaign, but the campaign starts with a tag. So really my trigger is the same thing. So I could choose power dialer here, or I could choose to add the tag. Okay, so I'm just going to add the tag because that will trigger my automations. I can also validate my emails. So if I want to make sure that it is an actual email before I go sending it out, I can select that there. Now that will depend on whatever SMTP provider you're using. This only works for Mailgun. Okay. Yeah. So once you get all of that set, you're going to click submit. And then now it's going to process all of the contacts. Okay. So it's adding all of my list, my 15 leads, into my dashboard here. All right. So if I click here to view the process, you'll see that now I have bulk import. So let's go ahead and view details. Okay, so that lets us know it's imported. Let's see stats. So we can see so far 9 have uploaded. There are no errors. Okay, so it's definitely still going. But so what happens then, right? So big deal. We just added a tag. We added the contacts, but what do we do with them? If you go to context, or let's go to conversations, go to manual actions, you'll see now I have all of those same contacts that we just uploaded. They're all added to my power dialer. Okay, so now when I'm ready, okay, let's walk through the daily workflow. Okay, now let's say, especially if you have a high ticket service, and these are all businesses that you want to manually call. Okay, you add all the contacts here, you upload them to your power dialer. When you're sitting down and you're ready to work, you want to click let's start, and then it is going to, and I'll just show you here, it's going to start calling these businesses. Okay, now once you have made the phone call, you can choose, did they answer? Do you want to leave a voicemail? Was it busy or completed? Okay. So that lets you know, basically updates your pipeline to say, what happened here, right? So we'll just say completed call, but you can see all of their profile information here. You can see if maybe they decide to text you back the phone number because they didn't recognize your text message is going to come here. Okay. If they decide to email you, your email for this person is going to come here in the conversations tab. If they decide to message you on Google My Business or Facebook or Instagram, it's all going to come here in the conversations tab. Okay. So let's say that you can see I'm paused here now because it's waiting for my next lead, right? Okay. And it's actually doing that now. So I need to actually stop this from, we'll do completed. Now I need to go to bulk actions, or I need to go to my conversations, manual actions. Okay, cool. So I stopped it. If you are in the meeting and you need to add them to, oh crap, add them to, I need to stop this workflow. All right, pause. But you can see how well that works because it really wants me to keep working. Okay. So anyway, that is how you do all of that. And what I was saying is if you get into the conversations tab here, okay, and you're talking to this business owner and they're like, oh yes, I would love to set up an appointment, then you can just click here and it's all attached to your appointment calendar and all of that. So this is where you're going to manage those leads. Now, I did tell you that I was going to show you how you can do this with massive, if you're doing like massive cold outreach, okay? You can actually use Chirply, and Chirply is one of the tier 5 softwares that we have in the program as well. And you could go to Chirply and you could upload the list just like I just showed you, almost the exact same process. But Chirply also has, in addition to the sales pipelines and the ringless voicemails and the IVRs and lots of things, Chirply actually has the domain leads integrated into the system already. Okay. So if you did want to look up the same search, okay, you could create your list here, choose the country, just like we chose the United States. If you want to add any of these things here, you could do that. Let's say same time frame. I wanted to choose the 19th to the 26th. I'll click apply. I could choose any domain extension I want to use. I'll just say all and done. I could choose cell phone number or landline number. Do I want to choose unlocked ascending or descending, or domain count ascending or descending? I could choose, let's see, equals to 1, just like we did before. And if I want unlocked leads, I could select that there. And if I wanted to automatically add them to a campaign, I could do that here and then select the campaign I want to add them to. Okay. So it really takes all of that, the two different softwares, and it puts it into one. Okay. So what is the difference here, right? Okay. So I can do this search. It adds it to a list because that's what I'm creating here. So it's the same process I just told you, just depending on whatever your automation is after you collect the leads. Okay. So the reason that this works better for the cold outreach is because you can create so many numbers, and you can also create burner phone numbers or burner emails, things like that, that you can't within HighLevel or your Vision account. It's really better when it comes to managing your actual leads. But if you're sending out, 20,000 emails and 20,000 ringless voicemails, you really need something like Chirply. And then once they become an actual prospect or an actual client, you want to move them into HighLevel, okay? Or your Vision account, whichever one you want to call it. All right, now this is actually how, when it comes to like running my local business, we use HighLevel for the actual marketing. And then once we get customers, we move them into our software that is specific for lawn care businesses. Okay. And so this actually, it works a lot better. You can also integrate into your HighLevel account from Chirply if you want to, based on certain actions. So let's say you have a system here, like we go to the sales pipeline, maybe, let me find it here. Okay, so you go to the sales pipeline, and I've built one out for an example. And let's say that you want to set a trigger in here for when a lead becomes a hot lead, that you're going to move, or a one, right? As soon as you mark the lead as one, or they land here in the pipeline, then you can actually set a trigger to move them into HighLevel. Okay, so you could move them into HighLevel, have the, an opportunity card created, and then you can have your team or yourself managing things and be able to keep your leads separate. Okay. Also, if you are sending a lot of text messages and ringless voicemails and things like that, you definitely don't want to be using your main business line, because your main business line is the one that's attached to your Google My Business, and that's what's tracking all your call reporting. And if you're using this for clients, you certainly do not want to be doing a lot of cold outreach within their account. You would want to use Chirply, and as a member, you do get the unlimited plan of Chirply. So you could host, completely have their own separate campaigns and lead gen and all of that, and then have it moved into their HighLevel system. Okay, so many things that you could do with all of these tools. But if you are struggling to get leads, definitely go. I mean, look, I just pulled up some leads. Okay, you could, if you have no system, no experience whatsoever, you could start calling these people, and you probably will not know the answers to the questions. But the point is that every single call, you learn more and more and more, and you learn what you need on the back end when you call, or what you need to prepare for before you call. This is all part of the learning process. There's no way to fast track it. You need to learn what you need to learn. Okay. So anyway, guys, if you want to get a HighLevel account and within Vision, and you want to get Chirply, and you want to get all the other tools, you can do that for $97 a month right now, and you will be locked in at that price. But there's only 4 days left to get it at that price. It will be going up to $147. Okay, so this is actually everything that we offer in the program for $97 a month. That's outrageous. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality.